Yo, boxing aficionados. What's up? What's going on? Hey, yo, check this out. What an exciting day it is for boxing. There's nothing like the energy that's in the air when there's a really big event about to take place in boxing. But more than that, the energy that's takes over a fan of the sport of boxing when they actually have a rooting interest, right? So make no mistake about it. I like to watch boxing best when I actually have a horse in the race, like somebody who I'm rooting for. And I'm sure most people are like that, whether you're rooting for them because you share nationality or creed or whatever you race, whatever you share with them, for whatever reason, whatever compels you to root for a particular fighter, I'm sure makes the event a little bit more enjoyable, and that's the case for me. And I'm definitely, and you could say I'm biased because of that, but I'm definitely interested in George Kambosos winning. I feel boxing needs the George Kambososes of the world, man. This is a beautiful story. Not quite Rocky, but it's the underdog. And the underdog was getting paid 5 times more money or 4 times more money than his opponent, which just makes it more interesting. I like George Kambosos' journey. I like that he's never been highly touted. And therein lies the interesting thing, right? His opponent, Devin Haney, has been a guy who's had cameras on him since he was 8 years old, right? As far as I'm reading, he's well known in the Mayweather gym. He was touted to be, he was pointed out to be the next one. Roy Jones said he was going to be the next with Fred Benitez. Other people call him the next Floyd. So he's been in the limelight for a long time, the light has been shining on him. And, it brings me to this point, which is, I didn't know Devin Haney from a hole in the wall about 3-4 years ago. I didn't know. So I started, I want to know who this kid is. I keep hearing Devin Haney. I keep seeing videos of him hitting the mitts at the Floyd Mayweather gym. Right away, I had, my doubts about it. You talk about something too much, you're definitely going to be due for a letdown. But I gave it a chance and saw his was supposed to be a step-up fight for him on Showtime. So I saw him when he was his own promoter and the whole nine, and he thoroughly outboxed this guy that was coming up from, I believe, never had fought at 135. Was a really 126 pounder, brings it up two weight classes. Had challenged for a belt before, but he was definitely there to make Devin Haney look good. And Devin Haney went 12 rounds with that guy. And that's what's been happening with Devin Haney subsequently. Every single time he gets an opportunity to really shine, right? Goes 12 rounds with George Kambosos. He's the only guy to beat Jorge Linares without knocking him out. Goes 12 rounds with Jojo Diaz. And, one of the things that happens is that you're the bigger athlete, you're the greater talent, it's your showcase. You're supposed to put on a show and get some stoppages. That's never happened for Devin Haney. And I'm not just going to judge him on that, but also the quality of the opponent. Linares is basically on his deathbed. Well, you know what? That's not funny. I shouldn't say that. But he definitely should be, you know, on the Social Security line. George Diaz couldn't pop a grape at 126. You met him at 135, right? And George Gamboa, you all saw what Isaac Cruz was able to do to him, and you're going to go 12 rounds with that guy and then say you beat him better than Terrence Crawford did? So I had about enough about Devin Haney, you know. Getting to today, I don't like the way he looked at the weigh-in. He looked like death warmed over. George Kambosos blew weight initially, but came back, 15, 20 minutes later after taking a piss and made the weight, looking spry, energetic, talking his shit, ready to go. He's in his home country, you know. And what I like about the George Kambosos story is that, guess what? Y'all could talk about Gervonta Tank Davis selling out the Barclays, his whatever 200+ thousand pay-per-view buys. But the bottom line is it's George Kambosos who's putting $2.8 million in Devin Haney's pocket while cashing a $10 million check himself. So when you speak about cash cows, you better mention George Kambosos, right? He's got a country, he's got a promoter, he's got events, 50,000 in the seats, 50,000 tickets sold. Hey, once he gets by Devin Haney, all roads to the belts at 135 will lead to George Kambosos in Australia and Melbourne, right? And that includes Gervonta Tank Davis or Gervonta Jeep Davis. So whether you like it or not, that's just the reality of the situation. Give respect where it's due. The other dog, the underdog is having his day, and that underdog's name is George Kambosos. And Devin Haney, rehydrate. I'm glad your father's there. I'm glad he made it. I let him on the plane. Of course, he should have taken care of that problem 12 weeks ago when you were told you had to fight. I don't know why you waited to the last minute, but that's neither here nor there. You got your father there, no excuses, right? He's going to be there firsthand to watch you get your first loss. You heard? It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. Next level boxing talk, baby. I'm out.